A man is headed to trial on Tuesday on charges of dragging an officer. We'll have the details.
And the Disney company has announced plans to open Disney Quest in downtown Philadelphia. We'll have the latest on that story.
But first, our top story. Clarion County receives more state funds. These stories and more coming up on TV5 News, Clarion's only live local television newscast at 8.
This is TV5 News, bringing coverage closer to home.
Good evening, I'm Mark Despotakis.
And I'm Tracy Campbell. Clarion County is set to receive more state funds. $21,000 in state reimbursements is heading to the county. The money will be used to help finance the county's budget. Keith Martin, one of Clarion County's commissioners, had this comment on the funds being added to the budget.
Trying to come up with a balanced budget right now. You know, we started out when we did the tentative budget about $650,000 short. You know, we have the department heads and row officers come in and give us their wish list. From that, we had to cut back, and we're shaving that $650,000 back to right now we're about $350,000. The $21,000 that you're talking about is state and federal monies. It's part of a STOP grant. We use that. That money goes into the general fund, and we'll use that for the end of the year balance.
Now, exactly what is the STOP grant?
County officials hope to have the budget balanced by the end of 1998.
An 18-year-old woman was rushed to UPMC Presbyterian Hospital in Pittsburgh last night. It seems that the woman was cleaning a dough machine at a pizza shop that she worked at. While cleaning the machine, 4 of her fingers were severed. Her fingers were recovered, and doctors are hoping that they can be reattached. Currently, the woman is in stable condition. A federal court in Johnstown heard a case today involving a dispute over the ownership of the Altoona Curve. The Curve is a Double-A baseball team. Robert Lazinak, who owns the majority of the team, sued the former minority owner of the team, Tate DeWeese. That lawsuit was filed in October and accused DeWeese of overstating his wealth and his construction experience. DeWeese countersued Lazinak last month, claiming that Lazinak fraudulently took control. The case is to be decided by the Johnstown Federal Court.
A man was ordered to stand trial on Tuesday on charges that he fled from New Bethlehem police. The man was said to have fled in an all-terrain vehicle and dragged an officer approximately 20 feet before he was arrested. Donald Brown had been charged with aggravated assault, recklessly endangering another, fleeing or attempting to elude a police officer, driving while his operating privilege was suspended, and a number of summer traffic charges. The officer who was dragged, Douglas Slade, suffered from a sprained thumb and bruises on his leg. The incidents happened on November 21st. District Justice Norman Heasley decided to hold the defendant over for trial. He is currently in the Clarion County Jail with a bail set at $20,000 straight bail.
The State Department of Conservation and Natural Resources issued a ban on open fires in state forests, parks, and game lands. The move happened last week and was prompted by extremely dry conditions. The conditions of the ban are: all fires built on the ground, contained or not, are banned, and smoking in the areas is also banned. Fuel-fired lanterns and stoves are acceptable under the terms. Also from the State Department of Conservation and Natural Resources, a trade delegation from Mexico met with the DCNR earlier this morning. The discussion centered around ways of protecting open spaces and improving parks in Mexico.
While the Little League is getting bigger, it is set to expand in 2001 with the Little League World Series expanding to 16 teams. The teams will compete over 9 days in 2 stadiums. This will be the first expansion for the championship series since 1947. The series, which is for 11 and 12-year-old players, began in 1939. Now a TV5 News update. Updating a story we covered last night. The driver who was injured in an incident along 8th Avenue and Wood in Clarion was identified as Ronald Schimpf. Schimpf is 64 years old and from Clarion. During the accident, Schimpf's car was airborne north of Liberty Street. The car struck at least 3 trees and trapped Schimpf inside the car. Schimpf was taken by a medical helicopter to UPMC Presbyterian Hospital in Pittsburgh. The man is still listed in critical condition.
The new Staples development along State Route 68 is ahead of schedule. The Staples office products building is expected to be finished by January of 1999. The accompanying strip mall is expected to be finished shortly after that. Among the tenants that are slated to enter the strip mall are Sally Beauty Supply, Dollar Tree, Rent to Own, and a hair salon. Dollar Tree will have the biggest space in the mall. Two former Allegheny executives are accused of raiding restricted funds at two hospitals to pay off a bank loan. Officials from Forbes Health System and Allegheny Valley Hospital have filed a motion in U.S. bankruptcy court to try to recoup the $65 million loss. The former CEO and former chief financial officer are accused of taking the money last April.
About 50 doctors, nurses, and emergency medical service workers gathered in the state capitol rotunda this morning. They were urging Governor Tom Ridge not to sign a bill that would repeal Pennsylvania's 30-year motorcycle helmet law. The group says that more lives are saved and fewer injuries are suffered by those who wear helmets than those who do not. Ridge has not made a decision on whether or not the bill should be signed. When TV5 returns, the Stanford Art Gallery announces a winter viewing. We'll have the pictures from the gallery.
And plus details of a new McDonald's.
Plus more state and local news. Stay with us. Hi, I'm Tracy Campbell.
And I'm Mark Despotakis.
And I'm Ken Pruitt. From our family to yours.
Have a happy holidays.
And season's greetings to you from all of us here at TV5.
I'm Danielle Bosio, host of Consider This here at TV5, wishing you and all your loved ones a happy holiday season.
Wilshire Flower and Gifts is your one-stop shop for all your holiday needs. Whether you're looking for seasonal flowers, wedding flowers, soap flowers, or plants, they have it all. Plus a vast array of gifts, ranging from dolls, balloons, fruit baskets, and plush toys. Stop by and say hi to Mary Jane and Frosty at Wilshire Flowers and Gifts, located on Murley Street in Clarion. Wilshire offers same-day delivery. Phone 226-7070 or 1-800-833-3571. Visa and MasterCard accepted. Now open, it's the hotspot of Clarion. Not only are we a full-service tanning salon, but a coffee shop too. We offer many different kinds of pastries, bagels, cookies, and hand-dipped ice cream. We also have soup, sandwiches, and salads too. In addition to the food, we offer tanning either by the package or individual sessions. If you're in a rush for lunch, then fax your order to our lunch bus line at 227-1931. That's Clarion's newest hotspot, located at the bottom level of the 800 Center. Phone 227-1908. Open Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. until 9 p.m., Saturdays from 9 a.m. until 5 p.m., and Sundays from 10 a.m. until 5 p.m.
Well, do you remember the scare that happened at the C&K Coal Company in Sligo earlier this year? Well, the men charged with stealing nearly a ton of explosives from C&K have been sentenced. The leader of the three men involved, Jerry David Whittel, will spend the next 18 months in a federal prison. This comes after a hearing in Pittsburgh with District Justice Donetta Ambrose. The other two men involved were also sentenced, receiving 3 years of probation for their part in the theft. The Walt Disney Company has unveiled plans to open a 5-story high-tech entertainment center in downtown Philadelphia. Disney Quest will have a variety of virtual reality and interactive fantasy adventure games. In a news conference at Philadelphia City Hall today, Disney said that they hope to attract about 1 million visitors a year to the complex. The new building will anchor a $150 million development that will hopefully jumpstart the tourism and entertainment industries in Philadelphia. The project is expected to be open in the summer of 2000.
State police have clarified information that they want regarding a 1997 murder of Cynthia Ann Graham. A woman wrote an anonymous letter to the state police describing conversations heard between the individuals. The letter was said to have discussed Graham's murder and apparently took place between May 21st and June 8th of this year. Graham's body was recovered from the Clarion River on May 21st. Graham was discovered nude in the river. Police would like to find the woman who wrote the letter in hopes of getting the information for the investigation. The Stanford Art Gallery in the Marwick Board Auditorium is holding a student exhibition. The exhibition features the work of John Hamilton and Stephanie Porter. Both students are seniors at Clarion University. For more information about the exhibit and the viewing hours, call 226-2412. Two women accused of alarming Alzheimer patients at the Taylor Nursing and Rehabilitation Center are asking a Lackawanna County judge to dismiss a charge of stalking. The defendants, Michelle Smith and Linda Brown, argue that the testimony presented at their preliminary hearing does not show their actions put the patients in fear of bodily harm or cause them substantial emotional distress. These are two requirements of the stalking charge. Other nursing home employees brought the accusations against the two women, both who have been fired. A judge has received legal briefs in the case and will decide whether the stalking charge and accompanying charges of harassment should be upheld.
Welfare to work laws will begin taking effect next spring in Pennsylvania. Welfare workers are realizing that the state will need help to reach out to those affected. One link could be churches and synagogues. That possibility was raised at a conference on welfare in religious communities at the Community College of Philadelphia yesterday. And in Clarion University news, are you afraid of computers? Have you ever wanted to take a computer class but couldn't fit class assignments in the campus labs that everyone seems to complain about? Well, the Clarion Call reports that the Computer Information Science, Communication and Art departments collaborated and opened up a new computer lab in Marwick-Boyd. This new lab is geared toward multimedia applications. Art, CIS, and communication majors will also have programs targeted towards their fields. It allows for in-class instruction with a top-quality projection system and hands-on work where professors can view a student's progression each class period. The lab is only allowed to be accessed by those students who are enrolled in specific classes that are aimed toward the lab or classes that contain curriculum that can be enhanced by the lab. The lab will have an open house on December 15th from 7 p.m. until 10 p.m.
Environmental officials are ordering Pittsburgh and 3 of its eastern suburbs to clean up excess sewage that has been contaminating the Monongahela River and one of its tributaries. The State Department of Environmental Protection says that the city and the boroughs of Edgewood, Swissvale, and Wilkesburg have 3 years to fix the sites where raw sewage is getting into the waterways. Pollution triggered by storms last year caused the Allegheny County Health Department to issue health advisories on 45 days of recreational boating season. A new McDonald's restaurant is set to open in Monroe Township. The new Hamburger Palace is set to open on December 15th. The new restaurant will allow employees to better serve its customers. One new feature of McDonald's is that the food you order will be made when you order rather than pre-made food. That ensures freshness. The new process will take around a minute, so it still will be fast food. By the way, McDonald's on Main Street will remain open.
I'm glad to hear the one on Main Street remain open. It's closer for me. Up next, Patty will let us know how the weekend weather is looking.
Standing out from the crowd is easy when you stop in at Fashion Bug, located in the Clarion Mall. Whether you're looking for junior trendy, girls, or fashion for women, they have it all with many different styles. With our newly expanded shoe and accessory department, you're surely to find that special touch to enhance that new outfit. And if you have a fashion question, our experts are here to help. That's Fashion Bug, located in the Clarion Mall, just off Exit 9 of Interstate 80. Open Monday through Saturday, 10 a.m. till 9 p.m. Sunday from noon till 5.
Fill your tummy with the things that are yummy at the Donut Hut. Our menu not only offers a variety of donuts, but many new items such as bagels and English muffins. The Donut Hut also offers a daily lunch special for only $1.95. Stop by on Mondays and receive a small coffee and 2 donuts for 99 cents. Thursdays offer a 10% discounts to students. That's the Donut Hut, located on Main Street in Clarion. Open Monday through Saturday, 5 a.m. to 8 p.m., and on Sundays from 5 a.m. to 6 p.m. Tell them that you saw this commercial on TV5 and receive a free donut at the place with donuts and a whole lot more.
Patty Boberg joins us now in the Weather Center with your TV5 forecast.
I'm Patty Boberg from the TV5 Weather Center with a look at your forecast for the remaining of the week. It is looking as though the snow is going to hold off until later this week or even early next week. As you take a look at the first map, all of the precipitation basically cleared away today. A cold front is continuing to push right off to the coast, though, and behind that, a high pressure is building in. And that's really giving us some clouds for tonight. On the next rad radar, tomorrow is going to be clear and is going to bring that cold front directly to us. We're going to see a lot of sunshine. Clouds will move into the area tomorrow evening, possibly along with rain. Taking a look at the extended forecast, tonight will remain fair with a low of 27 degrees. Tomorrow, partly cloudy with some sun showing through. High 44, low 29. Friday is going to be partly cloudy, high 41, low 31. Saturday has a chance of showers, mostly cloudy with a high 44, low 31. And finally for Sunday, it's going to cool down along with possible snow flurries, low 42, high 31. That's a look at your TV5 Weather Center forecast. Now back to Tracy and Mark.
Thanks, Patty. Well, I guess it is time for the temperatures to begin cooling off a little bit. Moving on to national and international news, Lycos is no longer just a website to direct consumers to buy other things on other places on the internet. Today it became a digital department store featuring about 4,000 specialty items from such companies as Wine Enthusiast, Pier 1 Imports, and Sharper Image. On Capitol Hill, a moderate Republican is telling Congress it's a bad idea to impeach President Clinton. Former Massachusetts Governor William Weld has testified before the House Judiciary Committee today. Weld testified against impeaching Clinton. Today was the second day of President Clinton's defense. According to a Clinton spokesman, the president is pleased with how things are going. Also from Capitol Hill, the House Judiciary Committee may have a vote on censoring President Clinton. Republicans on the committee favor impeachment, while Democrats favor censure. Henry Hyde, Judiciary Committee Chairman, has urged members not to take a side just yet, but rather to wait and hear all the facts.
From Baghdad, top UN Inspector Richard Butler is slamming Iraq for not letting his team check a ruling party office. Butler says it was wrong for the Iraqis to stop the visit. The Iraqi response was that the UN team acted in a, quote, provocative manner.
A Texas-based committee is offering season's readings this year. GTE Communication is trying to collect 5,000 new children's books. The books will be donated to the Boys and Girls Clubs. Employees are also trying to volunteer 5,000 minutes in reading to children and adults in places like hospitals and senior citizen centers. GTE Communications says the effort will continue until December 17th.
It's time for sports after the break. Dave Marsh will update us on the condition of Joe DiMaggio.
If you're tired of those boring Saturday nights, then head on down to the Bowl Arena, where we have Rock and Bowl every Friday from 9:30 to 12:30 and Saturday from 11 to 2. And if bowling's not for you, then head on over to our game room with 8 pool tables and an extensive selection of arcade games. The Bowl Arena is also a fun place for birthdays with bumper bowling for kids and league play for adults. That's the Bowl Arena, located just 1 mile east of Clarion on Route 322. Phone 764-3471. Opens daily at noon.
At the Carpet Barn, we love it when people walk all over us because we know our carpet is designed not just for style and color, but to stand up to the toughest traffic. It's soft enough for the baby to crawl on, yet stain-resistant enough for the pets to run on. And its beauty will last for years. So for the walk of your life, come to the Carpet Barn. We have your best interests underfoot.
Welcome back. It's time for TV5 Sports. Big day in sports news. Dave Marsh is here and he's loaded.
Good evening, sports fans. Pardon me. I'm Dave Marsh, filling in for Ken Pruitt, who is still on sabbatical. I would like to start off this report with good news regarding the Yankee Clipper. Following reports that he was in a coma and near death, former New York Yankees center fielder Joe DiMaggio now seems to be making a miraculous recovery. His Hollywood, Florida doctors reported Tuesday that DiMaggio's lungs are clearing and his fever is gone. He has been suffering complications following his October 14th lung cancer surgery. A 3-time American League MVP, Joe hit .325 over his 16-year MLB career. That included 10 World Series. DiMaggio set one of baseball's most revered records, a 56-game hitting streak in 1941. The Yankee Clipper is also famous for his brief marriage to Marilyn Monroe. And looking at college hoops action from Tuesday night, Kentucky overcame a last-minute collapse to beat Indiana. Scott Padgett scored 8 of his 17 points in overtime, and Heshima Evans tied a career high with 22 points to erase number 11 Indiana by the score of 70-61. In Bobby Knight's 1000th college basketball game, Indiana forced overtime by scoring 9 straight points, all on 3-pointers in the final 68 seconds. Luke Recker buried a pair from behind the arc before freshman Dane Fife sank the tying 3-pointer with 1.7 seconds left. But Padgett took over in the extra session. He buried a 3-pointer from the top of the key 12 seconds into overtime and added 5 more from the foul line as Kentucky improved its record to 8-1. And in other college basketball news, the Clarion Golden Eagles men's basketball team will be hosting Westchester, who is ranked 2nd in the PSAC East this Saturday. We had the chance to talk with Clarion head coach Ron Ryder earlier this afternoon concerning this important matchup.
About that. There's no question it's a big game. In fact, the first time that we played them was the first time in the history of the schools that they played each other in basketball, and it was nice to win that first one. So we'd like to make it a sweep and get this one Saturday. And we recruit quite a bit in that area, as you said, and we really, it's a big media outlet down there in Philly, so all the papers carry the scores, and they'll talk about it on the evening news and whatever, and they always go over the local scores down there, so it's big. And we have I think there's a lot of motivation for this game with the guys from that area.
And remember, fans, this is the last game before the tournament on January 3rd and 4th, so get out there and support your Clarion Golden Eagles. The games are free with a valid student ID. Moving on to hockey, Buffalo Sabres goaltender Dominik Hasek and Pittsburgh Penguins forward Jaromir Jagr currently lead all vote-getters in fan balloting for the World All-Star Team, which will compete in the 1999 NHL All-Star Game. Under this International All-Star Game format, the top NHL players from Canada and the United States will make up the North America All-Star Team, who will face the top NHL players from the rest of the world. The game is scheduled to take place at the Ice Palace in Tampa Bay on January 24th, 1999. Voting for the All-Star starting lineup is being done by fans given ballots at NHL games through December 28th. On the ballot, fans must select 1 goaltender, 2 wingers, 2 defensemen, and 1 center. As for scores from last night's games, the Senators doubled up the Lightning 4-2. The Flyers and the Devils kissed their sisters in a 5-5 tie. The Red Wings skated past the Blackhawks 3-2, and the Avalanche overcame the Islanders 2-1. And finally, in the world of fairways and greens, golf that is, the war on the shore it isn't. The way the players and captains are talking about the President's Cup, it might as well be called Peace at Port Phillip Bay. U.S. Captain Jack Nicklaus set the tone for this year's matches 6 weeks ago during the Tour Championship when he talked more about goodwill for the game rather than a winner-take-all mentality that leaves grown men crying about a missed 6-foot putt. Both teams kept their distance on the first full day of practice early Tuesday morning at Royal Melbourne Golf Club. The international team in their khaki slacks and cream yellow shirts, and the United States decked out in red shirts and red caps with matching uniforms for the caddies. Now, if there is one player who has an edge to him about what these matches are all about, it's Tiger Woods. At 22, he is the youngest player in the President's Cup, and as the only man to win the U.S. Amateur 3 years in a row, high expectations were heaped on his shoulders last year in his first Ryder Cup, and he took much of the blame in another U.S. loss. But if he maintains his current level of play, this Tiger should roar on the shore. Well, that's it for news and views from the sports world. I would like to wish all you sports fans a safe and happy holiday season. And now back to Tracy and Mark.
All right, Dave, one quick question. How's Ken doing?
Ken's doing much better. Hopefully he'll be back after the break. Until then, we're telling him to lay off the frozen food.
That's great.
Okay.
All right, thanks. In entertainment news, former NBC reporter Arthur Kent and the Fox network have to be hoping that their Egyptian tomb doesn't turn out to be another Al Capone's vault. Fox says Kent will unseal the newly discovered tomb on live TV in March. It sounds similar to what turned out to be one of Geraldo Rivera's most embarrassing moments. In 1986, he was to open a Chicago hotel vault linked to mobster Al Capone. After a big build-up to the live opening, the vault turned out to be almost empty. Kent worked for NBC during the Persian Gulf War and became known as the Scud Stud because he dodged Iraqi missiles during his live broadcasts. Well, Patty Bobarg is back once again with a look at the forecast.
Thank you, Mark. Taking a quick look at your TV5 Weather Center forecast once again, tonight will remain fair with a low of 27 degrees. Tomorrow, partly cloudy with some sun showing through. High 44, low 29. Be prepared, though. It is looking pretty good, but we could see a few mountain flurries throughout the week. Now, back to Tracy and Mark.
Thanks, Patty. Mark, I guess it is inevitable. It's getting colder.
I know, but it's kind of nice. It's like the holiday season is finally here.
Yeah, as long as the roads and the and the sidewalks stay okay, then I'm cool with the snow.
Yeah, I agree there.
Yeah. All right. It is the holiday season, and I've decided that I'd go on the streets of Clarion to see what people are doing this joyous holiday season.
A lot of wreaths and Christmas trees and so on.
First time I've been away from home for Christmas. Just going to be with friends. First time without my family.
My family will be here. It's going to be a joyous time. My kids will be home, and my mother-in-law will be here. So we'll all be together as a family.
Since I'm going back to Florida tomorrow, I'm probably going to spend some time at the beach because I have some time off. Spend some time at the park with the kids and do some shopping and eat a lot.
Oh, bah humbug.
Just mainly to get together with friends and family, celebrate the holidays together.
One thing is my birthday's on Christmas Day, so I always seem to get ripped on birthday presents because they say, well, Here, this one was your birthday
It's
present.
going to be around the States, maybe DC, maybe York or New York, visiting my friends.
You always have the ones that are late shoppers, but we try to aim to please, and we try to find things that we know that suit our customers. We always have sales after Christmas. We've also had special promotions going on now for Christmas, so hopefully that will inspire those to come in now to shop.
Mark, do you have any big plans for over break?
Well, I like to go to Florida. The woman said she's going to Florida.
I know.
Must be
well,
nice.
you know, she told me I could come with her. She said everyone could.
What about me?
So maybe I'll spend a Disney World Christmas
that would be nice.
this year. We did go one time when I was younger. So
Over Christmas?
Yeah,
that
but
would be nice.
I was younger. My brother had his birthday over there and everything.
No,
over there in Florida, you know what I mean.
I did New Year's in Florida once, so that was nice also. That was fun. But no, I'm going to be doing Christmas shopping because I haven't started.
Neither have I. I just haven't had time yet during this semester. It's just been so hectic, and I'm going to get some well-needed rest, I think.
Right.
So
be lazy.
Yeah. It's been a great semester, and this is our final newscast of the semester. Thanks to all our anchors, reporters, producers, behind-the-scenes people, and everyone who makes TV5 happen. I'm Tracy Campbell.
And I'm Mark Despotakis. For Patty Bobarg and Dave Marsh and the entire TV5 News team, have a very happy holidays. See you in February. Here's a look at Christmas time in Clarion. See ya.